What's up, guys? It's me, Thomas Shelby. Well, okay, it's not really understandable why I said it, but take a look. Oh yeah. Today's topic of the video is pleasure versus God. So, I've noticed, that my questions about existence, why we exist, blah blah blah, what is the nature of our existence, kind of fade away if I seem to have fun, and this is also some of the yogis from India say that you only ask why are you alive only if you're in pain, and if you were feeling blissed out, if you were just absolutely joyful and absolutely just experiencing pleasant emotions and feelings and blah blah blah, you were just straight up happy, then you wouldn't be asking why am I here. You would be just grateful to be here. You would just enjoy the moment. And this is kind of what I noticed as well, right? So, and for the longest time I thought, okay, all these existential questions, they seem to have no answer, absolutely. And there might be some sense in just seeking seeking this blissful state instead of seeking answers for the for the questions of why we exist. So if there is a way to be truly happy all the time, as some of the yogis say it, then it's much more worthy to pursue this goal than some existential answers, right? And the notion of being happy all the time is also something that is widely rejected in our society, even though all people, I believe, all people want to be happy. Like everything that people do is just straight up connected with their desire to be happy. Why do we do what we do? Nobody does something to feel pain, right? Usually it's either to avoid pain or not usually, I think every action that a person consciously takes is related to the fact that he or she wants to avoid pain and feel pleasure, right? So in this case, everybody goes to work, everybody, studies, they do whatever they do. And for example, let's take the common thing that people strive for, which is money. They want to get money because this is what will bring them pleasure in the long term. They can buy food, they can buy something that can let's say entertain them and all that. So, but of course, sometimes we also have some situations which are not that pleasant, right? And mostly, and most of the time, these situations mainly happen in our heads, right? So of course the situation right now is we can also physically get hurt, especially if you live in Ukraine, like I do, for example. A rocket or a drone might hit me physically and I might suffer physically. But most of the time I would say that people just suffer because of their emotions and their thoughts, right? So how do people deal with this, right? Mainly, what is the classic situation? Something happens, somebody says, for example, that offends me, and I start suffering because how dare he say that I am bad, or something like this. Or something happened and I start experiencing sadness. So it's just, people just get entangled in their emotions. And the yogis from India, they say that if you know how to how to control your emotions, and if you really have the control over your emotional system, you can just basically always, let's say, press the button, be in the state of bliss, and just just be in a state of bliss all the time. Yeah, so essentially it's you who creates your emotional state, not somebody else. So for example, if you, the guy or the girl who's watching me, if I tell you fuck you right now, and I would really mean it, then you would be probably offended, yeah, or whatever. If somebody told you something offensive, you would be not happy to hear it. But if somebody said it in a language that you do not understand, whatever, Spanish, Chinese, yeah, it might sound like, for example, in French, va te faire foutre. Yeah, if you don't know what that means, you can't really get offended about this. So, yeah, this is just one of the situations that can show us why, how it really works. It's not that somebody makes us angry. Essentially, it's just us who become angry when we hear something. So, and for the longest time, I thought, okay, if this is how it works, really, my goal should be to learn how to control my emotions and not let anybody take charge of it. Yeah. So, for example, this notion of being able to control your emotions, the yogis, some of them, who teach meditation, yoga, all of that, they say, look, anger is just a state which is not pleasant. So why would you consciously choose to be in this state? If you were really able to choose your state, you would always choose blissfulness, right? So learn my meditation, learn my yoga lessons, and you will be always blissful, you will be always happy, right? But this is what I actually fell for, let's say. I was like, this makes sense, right? I agree that I am responsible for my emotions, and essentially this is my choice how to react to some stuff. But because of the social conditioning, because of the fact that I was taught to react like this, I just get entangled to these emotional states, which I don't really like. And if I were to choose, I would not experience these emotions. I would always be happy. So yeah, let me actually take these yoga classes, take these meditation classes. So I did that. I learned a meditation. It's a really profound, let's say, it's a really sophisticated meditation. Yeah, it's called Kriya. So yeah, it's one of the most, let's say, advanced meditation techniques in yoga. I'm not saying that it's like ultra complicated, but Kriya is considered to be some of the advanced things in yoga. Of course, there are different Kriyas, but still. And I practiced it for probably 1.5 years. Yeah, I had time. This was my main priority. I really believed that if I practice it, the person who taught me this, they have a huge following on internet, really huge. They're from India. This is a yogi from India. He said that if you do this for at least half a year, every single day, not missing a single day, then you will essentially achieve the state of bliss, ecstasy, which will be with you all the time. And I'm like, that's a cool goal, yeah? So this makes sense. If if every action of the person, yeah, of every person is just supposed to lead to happiness, why not just find the way to just to press the button of happiness, yeah, and just enjoy it, yeah. So it was kind of explained like this. If you meditate, if you do this meditation, you kind of learn how to manipulate your internal hormonal systems or whatever, and thanks to this meditation you can learn how to just produce the hormones that will contribute to the fact that you are feeling blissful, yeah. So essentially you will do the meditation and become happy because you have the hormones of happiness. Kind of makes sense to me, actually. So, and I tried that, and you know what? For a certain period of time, like really, I used to wake up, do yoga, maybe like an hour or something. Yoga, meditation, and yeah, almost the whole day I actually felt kind of blissful. I was accepting everything, yeah, as it is. I was loving towards everything, and sometimes, of course, I was feeling nervous because of some nonsense, but I think it's because of my condition, which is called OCD, yeah, obsessive compulsive disorder. But I didn't really yeah, you know, I was okay with everything. But I also had a really, let's say, a really calm life. Yeah, I had the financial means to allow myself not to work. Yeah, I would just wake up, do my meditation, and then I would just spend the whole day doing whatever I want. Yeah, talking to my girlfriend, learning how to do 3D modeling, scrolling TikTok and Instagram, hang out with my friends, drive around the city with my girlfriend once again, yeah, have sex, eat tasty food, watch a movie, attend improv classes, yeah, acting classes. Yeah, it was a good life back in 2021 in Kiev. It was great. And then and I was like, yeah, you know, life is cool. Like, if you really do this and you don't kind of get engaged in you know, if you just kind of derive pleasure from your life, you don't question what life is about too much, and you don't really complain. Yeah, but then of course the war started, and then it got much more complicated. Yeah. After that, it was hard to really, you know, keep the positive outlook on the world, because I was also like, you know, yeah, I finally built like a positive picture of the world. I was like, yeah, okay, life can actually be good, and you know, world is not that bad of a place. But now I have a constant reminder that actually the world can be a very dangerous place, and horrible situations can happen to people, and of course, and it's hard to really to believe that this is just, yeah, that this is fair. Like all of these notions that, you know, like it's hard to believe in God in this situation and not doubt it. Because yeah, when I was leading this kind of pleasant hedonic life, I also believed that, yeah, okay, I thought, yeah, God exists and God loves people, you know. Yeah, sometimes we have problems, but mainly it's just us who create them in our minds, and that's it. Yeah, so if we really learn how to control that, life is good. So it's essentially people's own responsibility, and it's their own like problem that they are suffering. They just have to learn how not to suffer. Just do some meditation, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, with the beginning of the war, kind of, yeah, it got to, it's just hard, you know. It's hard, and it doesn't feel right. Yeah, to feel blissful when you have all these atrocities in your country. Yeah, so back in 2021, if I even thought about suffering in the world, I would not really pay too much attention to that. I was like, yeah, slavery, like, yeah, slavery exists, but who knows, maybe maybe, like, you know, it sounds weird, but I was so deeply into metaphysical matters of the existence that I was like, yeah, slavery is bad, but I don't know, for some reason it exists, so why not? Yeah. Or yes, of course, illnesses exist, but maybe people, I don't know, they just see, you know, like, they just seem sad, but they're not really that sad. And once again, maybe they created their own illness with their mind. You know, it's also a metaphysical notion, yeah, that people create their own illnesses with their mind. You know, they kind of attract illnesses, which is also kind of a fucked up notion to believe in. You know, some person is ill, and you're like, why did you create this illness for yourself? Subconsciously, it's a bad thing to say, you know, to a person. Much better to feel some compassion, show some compassion, I guess, because you don't really know. Yeah, it's just another theory. And for example, I'm like, yeah, there are people who get in prison because of something that is not just. Yeah, it's not fair. But who knows? Maybe for them it's not that bad of a problem. Maybe they're like, okay, I got used to it. Maybe they're strong enough. Yeah. And essentially what I'm talking about right now is, I thought that yes, there are some bad things in the world, but maybe they're not that bad. Because I don't know how the person that is experiencing, how they are feeling. Yeah. And also, I also believed in this power of thought stuff, yeah, magical thinking, that don't think about bad stuff and it will not happen to you. You know? Yes, there is slavery in the world, but don't think about it. Otherwise, you will attract it to your life. Man. Oh my God. It's just a dangerous thing also to think about. Let me just not think about anything bad, and then nothing bad will happen. For example, today I'm gonna have a conference in front of a lot of, yeah, a big number of people, and honestly, I think about everything that might go wrong on purpose. Yeah, I do this because I really want to do it, just to be ready to act if the situations were to happen. Yeah, because if I hadn't thought about all these things that can go wrong, what would I do if it happens? Like, you know, I would be responsible. But I didn't think about it so that it wouldn't happen, you know? All right, my storage ran out, but I'm gonna finish it like this. Really, all these beliefs in magical thinking, some religions, yeah, most of religions, I would dare to say, they're dangerous to believe in. Yeah, they disconnect us from the compassionate nature towards other people. Because once again, yeah, this is magical thinking. Maybe in some conditions it can work and produce positive effects, but mainly it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's like I read one of the things posted on the internet from a person who was like an advocate of magical thinking, and he was like, if you eat a burger and you believe that you will get only the healthy nutriments from this burger, this is exactly what will happen. And I was like, you kidding me? Eat a motherfucking stone, yeah, just a rock that you find outside. Go ahead and eat it and believe that you will get only healthy nutriments. Let's take a look at what's going to happen after that. Yeah, all the kings that were poisoned by their enemies. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't think that they're about to eat something poisonous. Yeah, they were just eating something and then they died. Exactly because they didn't know that it was poisonous. Yeah, so like this. So coming back to the exact question of this video, if a person just feels pleasure, then this person will not question about God and the philosophy of existence, yeah, the nature of existence, yeah. When people are having sex, yeah, and they're enjoying it, they don't really think about why they are here on this planet, blah blah blah. Most of the times, yeah. So, but still, for some reason, even when I was just having fun, basically not producing anything significant, just feeling this bliss because of the meditation, or thanks to the meditation that I was practicing, it was not like something felt that it was not enough. Yeah, I still wanted to do something, but I didn't really understand what exactly. Yeah, so I guess that pleasure alone is not enough to live a fulfilling life. Yeah, of course, we don't. I think we just can't get the access to the absolute answers to some existential questions like why the universe exists, blah blah blah, and what actually we're doing here. But still, even though we don't know the answers to these questions, we still have to act and make mistakes and experience pain. But what can we do? If this is all that's left, let's deal with it, and let's just not indulge in some dangerous beliefs like magical thinking and some religious thinking as well. Some of them are just straight up dangerous. So yeah, and if the answers are not accessible, then one might think that, okay, pleasure is the answer, let's just get into pleasure. But this alone is not enough, as we have seen. I mean, at least for me, yeah. So I also need a feeling of sense, which is achievable. Thank God. Yeah, fortunately, it's achievable. But this is a topic for another video, I believe. So yeah, guys, I know that these videos are kind of chaotic, but still, I'm working on it. And once again, I'm just doing it for myself. So why not? If you guys enjoy it, I'm really happy. Thank you for watching it. See you in the next one. See ya.